Ophelia, walk ye here. Gracious, so please you, we'll bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this. 'Tis too much proved. With this devotion, vistas, and pious action were sugar over the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis true, how smart a lash that speech doth my conscience. The harlot's cheek, beautied with plastered art, is not more ugly to the thing than it helps it. That is my deed to my most painted word. Oh, heavy burden.
I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of trouble and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartaches and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of such long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with the bare bodkin? To grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from the whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills than we have, than fly to others that we not know of. Thus conscience doth makes cowards of us all, and thus native hue of resolutions, sickly with disregard, their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, fair Ophelia, nymph, in my orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How did this your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you, now receive them.
No, not I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right, well you did, and with them words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again, with the nobler mind. Rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Ha ha, you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometimes a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, and with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in own's house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. Go to a nunnery. Go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too, well enough. God has given you one face and you make yourselves another. You jig and amble and you lisp. Your nickname's God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to. I'll no more on it. It hath made me sad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest shall be kept as they are. Go to a nunnery. Go.
Oh, what a noble mind here overthrown. The courtier, soldier, scholar, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and the rise of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers. Quiet, quiet down, and I, of ladies most dejected and wrecked, that sucked honey of his music vows. Now see that noble and most sovereign reason. Let sweet bells jangled, out of tune and harsh, the unmatched form of feature blown youth. Blasted with ecstasy. Oh, wow, it's me. That have seen what I've seen what I've seen.
Love, his affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul, or which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatchet disclosed will be some danger, for which to prevent. I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England, for the demand of our neglected tribute. Happily the seas and countries differ, with variables object shall expel. There's something settled matter in his heart, whereon his brain still beating puts him thus from fashion of himself. What you think of it?
It shall dwell, but yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him. To show his grief, let her be around him, and I'll be placed so pleased in the ear of their conference. If she find him not to England, send him or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.